Mine anyway.
Look at us. Okay, thank you so much, Lynn. Okay, so like I said earlier, we're going to run this call February, March, April, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesday. These are the things that we're going to go over today. Um, and the goal is not to deviate away from what we already learned in Swagger. So everything that we're going to talk about is all found in our Swagger training, is all part of either the launch or the next 30 days. And the goal is to like hone in on simplicity and making it very duplicatable. So that's why we're not going to deviate away from anything that Swagger teaches. Jody, I know I totally put you on the spot. Would you talk about intention?
Sure. Um, intention, when I start out each month, I just have like a tension that it's already going to happen. So I know that focus on 5 is already done. So I look at it as already done and I just have to follow the steps for it to happen. So I just approach each month with the thinking about how I want it to end. And that's just how I usually focus on. I think I made some, do you want me to say what I said in on Swagger, or is that what you're looking for me to do? I have my notes still, I think,
I
if
think
you
you
want
do a
me
great
to.
job talking about mindset and having the end goal in mind. Like when I
Yeah.
work with Jody, she's never worried about how is it going to happen. She knows if she does the things that she's been doing that are taught in our Swagger training, her intention is to enroll for 5 people or more. She knows if she shows up, the how is taken care of.
Mm.
She doesn't stress over it. She doesn't worry about it. She just knows that she knows that she knows that it's going to happen. And I feel like in network marketing, you really have to set an intention every month or every 3 months, whatever it is, and then just let it go and show up, sharing your story and letting all the how is it going to happen work out. Jody serves with such a big heart. She's always trying to find ways to accommodate her soon to be customers, and of course she accommodates her customers, but there's no line between her potential customers and how she treats them and loves on them and serves them compared to her customers. And she just knows that she knows that she knows that if she does that part well, they will eventually become customers. So she said it well: know what you want the end result to be, and then just focus on the activity that gets you there. So in a little bit, I'm going to share this cutesy little bingo card that I made that helps you set goals via over the month or over the next few months. You get to choose because it's your business, but it's all about setting the intention. Sometimes we just focus on doing the do without wanting an end result. And it's okay to want the end result. It's okay to push really hard for that end result. So setting the intention is good. DMO. So this is posted, I think it's on, I don't know, day 11 or 12 of our launch, because day 10 lays out exactly what you need to be doing. The launch lays out every single thing you need to be doing. After day 10, it's more like you're now guided to do the same things over and over. And this DMO has not changed outside of how often I do things. And oh, Lynn, 5 years, this DMO has been in place for a really, really long time. Is that about right, Lynn? Yeah. So it is still posting on your news feed, still posting in stories, doing a power-based reach out, making new connections, and doing follow-up. So when people say, I don't have time, or I don't know what to do, it's all laid out in Swagger. And if you do these 5 things every day, or like post on newsfeed 3 times a week, but if you focus on these things in your business, without a shadow of a doubt, whatever goals you set, they will be hit. So we keep our DMO super simple. if you want to grow faster, the only thing that's ever been encouraged is to do more of these things, especially the last 3. The first 2 never change. But if you want your business to grow exponentially, you do more reach outs, more connections, and more follow-up. Okay, are we all clear on DMO? Okay, no questions there. Power of one. I'm not gonna lie, I live in this space. So power of one in Amari means if you enroll one customer by the 15th, you get a free product credit. I don't know how many product credits you all have in your back office, but it's so fun to see like 5, 6, 7. You can redeem these at any time. You can even gift them to people. So when you use a product credit, you can put in someone else's address and send them a product, even as a thank you. But to me, the power of one is more than a product credit. Since I've been in Amari, I have watched leaders enroll one person that dynamically changes their business. Just one person. The power of one to me is this potential of, it's not talking to the right person. It's not a right or wrong person. It is, see, I even get kind of excited just thinking about it. It is talking to a person that sees the vision like you saw, and they just take off. So the power of one, yes, it is a power, it's a credit, and everyone should be running for this power of one credit. It's also the potential, and I put up there, dare to dream. It is resting assured that if you stick with the process long enough, someone will enroll in your team that will change your life, that will change your business structure. I see it over and over. Probably our most recent one is Megan Brazier. She enrolled one person from Australia and now does over 100,000. Actually, it's closer to 200,000 in sales a month from one person. Like, it's just brilliant what happens when we keep showing up. So rest assured that if you keep showing up, that will happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen next year. The monthly goal. Congratulations, a huge congratulations to Jody, because she decided last year she was going to at least get her focus on 5 every single month, and she earned it every single month last year. And I think there was there 11 other people in the company that did that? The list was very small, but there was Jody's name right there in the middle of it.
Yes, it was exciting.
Very exciting. So when we talk about focus on 5, I really want you to run the numbers. 5 new enrollments every month for 12 months is $6,000. On top of that, if you retain half of those, it's another $465 in commissions. So that's $1,000 a month, and you haven't even rank advanced. So the focus on 5 is a big goal. And if you spend the first 15 days running after your power of 1, the second 15 days is doing all of the follow-up. Does that make sense? So we don't want to focus on 5 the last week of the month. We want to focus on 5 all month long, starting today for that next month. So who is committed to running for their focus on 5? Every month. Yeah, Jody's waving. She's already earned it. Great job. Anne's waving. Good. I see you all. Okay, so where do we get started at? If you have not done your launch, and I'm talking about new people and OGs, the people who've been around for a while. If you have not walked through your launch, rewalk it, go back through it every day and do the whole entire launch. When I say the whole entire launch teaches you how to do reach outs. And then once you're done with the launch, the very next thing we're asked to do is create your 30-day posting plan. If you took 30 minutes at the end of the month to create your posting plan for the next month, and you could maybe put it in notes or a Google Doc, you have all of your posts done for a whole month. All you got to do is like set them to go, schedule them out. I don't know if you can schedule, some people can schedule on their personal page, others can't. But you can get them at least in notes so that all you're doing is pasting them in there. Beck did this whole training, super simple, but it's very guided and helps you create content around your niche, yet share your life. And this is all about how Amari fits into your busy life. So it doesn't have to be the other way around. You don't have to stop your life to work Amari. Amari can fit into your life. You just take your story with you. This create your 30-day posting plan is right before day 11. So oftentimes they just call it day 11. It is the most valuable piece of content, most valuable training you could probably watch for the whole month. So try to find time to do this. If you want someone to do this with, I can host something on an evening where we just sit down and do it all together. That way we're brainstorming ideas as a group. And some of us have similar niches. And so it might even be helpful to come up with like color block posts or long story posts, things like that as a team. You just got to reach out and let me know that that's what you want, because we'll do that more on an individual basis. Okay, reach outs. So I happen to love reach outs, but when I started with Amari, I didn't like reach outs. Reach outs to me were scary because in my previous company, I was told no all the time, or I was ghosted, or I didn't feel very authentic. This up here says task 2, do your power-based reach outs. Task 2 comes after every single one of the trainings for that 30 days after our launch. Actually, it's in the launch. It will say task 1, create a color block. And then if you keep scrolling, it'll say task 2, do power-based reach outs. Most people don't want to do power-based reach outs. And we use attraction marketing and curiosity marketing with the intent that you don't have to reach out and be spammy or inauthentic. But we can do these very authentic. The key is to make sure you're comfortable with it. So when you go through your launch, you're going to see this. Click here to see the power-based training. When you open it, you'll see Andrea Clark teach about it. It's like a 17-minute video. I think I've watched the 17-minute video 3 dozen times because I was not comfortable doing power-based reach outs. Then she includes this document on how to do them. It was the document that made it super easy. No, it was the document that helped me be more comfortable. I know power-based reach outs aren't an easy thing. You're putting yourself out there. But network marketing is all about failing. I'll say that again. Network marketing is all about failing. You are going to get told no a lot. You're going to get told, you're going to get ghosted a lot. And all these things are good. The more you get told no and ghosted, that means you're doing your job. Eventually you'll get told yes. So kind of go to the mindset that if they're not interested, let them be. Like, that's kind of a weird phrase. Let them be not interested. Let them be rude and not respond to you. Let them be whatever they need to be and let you be whatever you need to be. I like thinking of reach out. So I'm an old college athlete, and I remember when my coaches would recruit. I like to look at this as scouting opportunities. Like, my reach outs are not for everyone. My reach outs are for people I want to work with. My reach outs are to people I feel comfortable asking. So how do we get that way? One, we got to be engaging on social media. So when I say I'm like a professional scouter or recruiter, I have a list of names. I always say create a list of 100. Make a list of names of the people who have engaged in your posts or stories. Christina says, I've been ghosted so many times. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. You're doing the job. That's awesome. Remember, we're just going to let that be. Just let them ghost you. Let them not answer you. We can think it's rude, but again, it's not personal. That's on them. Because we would never not respond. If someone asked you a question, you would say, yes, that sounds interesting, or no, thank you, I'm not interested at this time. They don't have your amazing integrity to respond. And that's okay. They eventually will. And to tell you the truth, even being ghosted is a response. It simply means I'm not interested right now. And that's okay. So get comfortable looking at your posts, writing down the names of the people who engage. Now, there's a different kind of engagement. People who comment are a much warmer market than people who just like. People who love are a warmer market than people who like, because right, they had to go to an extra step to go over to the heart. So it's comments, any other reaction besides a like, and then a like. In all honesty, I rarely reach out to people who like my post. But what I will do is build that relationship. So like I tell you, I have a list of names. So in the last month, these are the names of the people who have commented on my post. I go back through and I pick like 10. You could pick 5, it doesn't matter. You pick a handful of people, and for 3 days, you go and comment on their stuff. You go and look at their stories. Remember, you're scouting. Think of you as a professional scouter. Do you want to work with these people? Are they interesting to you? Do they already have a business? Are they like-minded? Are they a boy mom? Like I'm a boy mom, so sometimes I resonate with other boy moms. Empty nesters. You find the thing that makes your relationship worth talking about. But the whole time you're deciding, is this someone I want to work with? If it is, keep building that relationship until you're comfortable to say words, and I'll give you some scripts to say things so that you can eventually reach out and ask them to take a look at Amari. I'm going to teach you how to do that. While you're scouting, if you discover that they're super political and you don't like that, or they bash MLMs, and clearly that's not going to be a good match, or you just find them annoying, or you find that they only have 200 people following them, it's okay to mark people out. I do that. I discovered I didn't want to work with that person. What I do? Drew a line through her name. All the circle ones are the ones that I want to work with. And this one down here that's highlighted is one that said yes and joined. So you come up with your own system, but remember, you're just scouting people. Okay, so how do we reach out? Does that make sense? Let me see. Are we good with that so far? Okay, if you are scouting and you want to reach out to them, but you don't feel comfortable yet reaching out, explore that. So why do you not feel comfortable? Is it something inside of you? You're afraid of rejection? Or is it that you don't know them well enough to reach out? If it's something inside of you, we've got to address that. But if you don't know them well enough to reach out, you should not be reaching out. And I don't mean you have to be, but you do not have to be best friends. After about a week of following someone, I know if I want to talk to them again. And I usually send a very similar message. I always do my reach outs in a voice clip. So Andrea Clark put this document together, and I can drop the link inside our chat in just a little bit. But this is how she does a power-based reach out. And once I got comfortable with it, now power-based reach outs are no problem. The very first thing I do is I figure out, who do I want to talk to? The second thing I do is I write down, why am I afraid to talk to them? Like, what's my fear? Am I fear of being judged? Am I fear they'll say no? Am I fear of asking too soon, like I don't know them very well? Like, that's usually the thing that I'm most afraid of. And then I tell them Just like it says step 2, tell them something you know about them related to why you're reaching out. So here are examples, and I'm going to show you the one I use often. Down here on Tim, where it says, hi, Tim, how have you been? I've been wanting to connect for a bit, but I've been hesitant. I use that line a lot. Now, I don't use the line, I know you're an introvert and would never do sales, because I haven't talked to anybody that fits. But I love the line, I've been wanting to connect for a bit, but I've been hesitant. Tell them why I've been hesitant. A lot of times I come down here and I use part of Tina's script down here. I don't say I'm scared to send this message because I respect you so much and would never want anything to do to strain our relationship, but it would be selfish of me not to offer. I like the wording. I usually just say, hey, on the off chance that I could totally destroy our brand new friendship on Facebook, I can't help but reach out to you because, and I tell them why. Why did I want to work with them? For Jody, when I reached out to her, I knew she was in sales. I knew she was using attraction marketing. She looked professional. She had a family. There was like so many different things that resonated with me about her. I told her all of those things. She looked like a leader. I wasn't 100% sure she was a leader, but I was just like, you're showing up on Facebook. You're doing some great things. I love working with women who want to lead in this industry. All of it's true, but I probably couldn't say the same things I said to Jody to someone else, because they're totally two different people. Edify your person and make it from the heart. And if you make it from the heart, even if they take it as spammy, if it came from your heart, it isn't. How do you feel about that? Like, unmute, and how do you feel about authentic reach outs?
I hate them, but I'm going to start doing better at this. And I wanted to add to that, it took Amy a year until I finally signed up. So remember, it may not happen overnight, but it can happen. But this encourages me more to do it with everybody.
Yes.
I'll say I love how you put it as scouting and really handpicking the people that you want to connect with, learn more about, and like really doing your research, just like a scout would. So that makes it feel so much more empowering.
Good. I hope you see it's just part of the network marketing job. So I'm never hey girling somebody. I remember when my upline told me to send a hey girl message. She sent it to a group chat that my husband was in. And he looks at me and he goes, I'm not hey girl. I'm like, I'm not hey girl. He goes, there's no way I'm sending that message. So I don't ever want you to do something that feels inauthentic. That's the key. If it feels gross, it is. And it will come across gross. But I mean, I wish I could, and I probably could, I could send you messages from all last week. I reached out to 7 or 8 people. They were very similar, except the edifying part was very much towards that person. And I always get a couple responses. Either, yes, they're interested. They've been following me for a while. Or I get, that's quite possibly the nicest compliment I've had all day. Thank you so much. But I'm actually happy where I'm at. Great. People love being complimented. And the fact that you see leadership qualities in someone, that's huge. Yeah, Jody.
I have a question then. So when you send these messages and you're talking about scouting people, like I don't really like do business on any of my social media. It's product based. So for me to send a message to someone could seem a little bit weird, I guess. I don't know. Tell me. So is this like something you would suggest that I reach out to like clients that have been very they're consistent on using the product, or could I still do it on Facebook even though I represent more of the product? Because I do bring the business in sometimes, but is it still icky to reach out for the business when you're talking about menopause or whatever, like me on your social medias?
I think it's perfectly fine to still talk business or to still ask business results. Because Jody, you do a really great job of, and you've said this a million times, like you have a heart to share. So like I got into this because I had a heart to share and to help others. Is that something you're interested in? Like,
Okay.
and to say, it looks like you have a heart to share, and then use examples from their posting. Like this one lady I reached out to last week, she's in Plexus. And every morning she posts a picture of her coffee cup. It's a different coffee cup every day. I've never seen her post the same coffee cup. Coffee cup has some goofy saying on it. And I actually go look for her now. I always tell her, like, you have a heart to serve and to bring people like good vibes and happy thoughts. I said, that's what our company is all about. I said, I love working with women who love to empower others. If you're completely happy where you're at, totally ignore this message. But if you're open to learning more, can I send you information? That's it.
Okay, that's great. That's really good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Great question. Does that help? Like listening to Jody ask those questions, is that helping everyone?
Amy, will you say it again?
Yeah, it's hard for me to say things that
I know,
think
I just put you on the spot. Sorry.
So, Diane, at the risk of hurting our Facebook friendship or at the risk of feeling awkward, I've been watching you and I feel like I just had to reach out. I believe you have a heart to share. I follow you. You're always posting all the things that I got to think of you now, all the fun things that you do with your friends. And I know you're a teacher. And I'm looking to partner with people who have a heart for mental wellness. And I would just be interested if you would like to take a look at what I do. No, I didn't say we have a 10-day launch and we have Focus on 5 and you can retire. And I didn't say any of that stuff. You don't make it about the comp plan. You make it about them. And if you feel good about what you're saying, then it will never be inauthentic or spammy or gross or icky or anything like that. My messages rarely go over a minute and 15 seconds. My goal is always a minute. So if you start talking too long, you will lose them.
Okay.
So you tell them, like just how Andrea has it, who they are, what's their fear, what do you know, and do the ask. You're not asking them to join, you're asking them if they want to learn more. And if you edify them in the end result, you've given them like the greatest compliment ever. And when people reach out to me and they give me a compliment, oh, that feels so great. Like I feel good when they do that. I tell them no, but they do that. Christina, what's your question?
So, so I'm an ADHD coach, like an ADHD parenting coach. And so I've been posting a lot in my private ADHD group about gut brain health. And I'll have a lot of parents, like I'll have a call to action at the end, like send me a DM if you're interested in learning more. And then usually like they'll DM me, I'll have a little conversation about like personally what they're, dealing with. And then I'll invite them to the Future of Mental Wellness group. And I've had a couple people when I invite them to the group, they'll like send me a DM and they'll be like, is this an MLM? And this is such a red flag and blah, blah. And then they'll block me. And I'm like, I don't even know. Obviously, I can't respond when I'm blocked, but it's just like, has anything ever happened like that where it's like you're literally coming from a place of wanting to help and serve, and then people just think that, oh, what a red flag. Like, this is so scammy and what's wrong with you? That's happened to me a couple times, and I was like really shocked.
So who has that happened to? Yep. So it's part of it's part of the industry. Because people did do reach outs incorrectly and they were not authentic. So they've kind of tarnished it a little bit. But literally what you're doing is sifting and sorting. Like that's part of your scouting process. If you've invited them to a group and they feel like this is a red flag, bye.
Right.
If you have a chance to have that conversation after, like, if they're just like, I feel like this is a red flag being invited to a group. Well, I have a private group because people share their testimonies, their heartfelt testimonies about their children. And they don't want those for public access. They only want those for people who are truly interested in learning. But if it's a red flag for you, I totally understand. I'll see if I can copy and paste some in our messenger chat.
Gotcha.
It's more like we could get offended all day long. I just let that be.
Right.
I would focus more on, okay, they're not feeling safe because of a past experience. How could I help overcome that? And then you could literally copy and paste a few in Messenger so they could read them. And then just say, there are hundreds in my group. When you feel comfortable, I will make sure you get an invite.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so easy for us to put up a wall because we love this industry and we've been blessed by it and we've been blessed by our products. Some of our customer potentials have not experienced that. They haven't had the same good experience. So we just want to serve them like, oh, I totally understand that you might feel that way. But when I saw what the science was doing and how we were helping children, I knew I had to be a part of it. Yes, it's attached to MLM. If that makes you uncomfortable, no worries. I won't contact you again. I just know I can help the needs of your child. And then they may be like, oh, she cares.
Right. Right.
Instead of, oh, she's trying to sell me something.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you ever come across something like that and you're like, okay, I don't know how to respond, just message the group or message someone here and they'll help you come up with the language to make them feel more comfortable, especially as we're all getting started with this.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions about Power-Based Reach Out? And Jody, earlier you told me you had a 2:30. Do you have a 2:30 still with? I don't want to hold you up.
No, I got the time wrong. It was at 1.
Okay, okay.
Thank
Over here
you.
watching, I'm like, I think she's got a meeting. Okay, so that is that document. I will grab real quick. No, that's a lie. I know I don't know how to grab it. No, but that was fun thinking I knew how to grab it. I will make sure everybody gets this Power-Based Reach Out. Technology is not my friend today, just the fact that Zoom's on. Okay, now let's celebrate. There is a great book called The Gap in the Gain. Where we are right now might feel like a gap because we're started on something, and where we want to go is the gain. So we live in this gap. We've got where we've been, where we're at, and where we want to go. When we live in the gain, we are full of gratitude and we're thankful for everything that has come our way. When we live in the gap, we are frustrated, wishing we had more, looking at what hasn't happened instead of what has happened. So this afternoon, I met with the team that's building in Europe. And they were working their tails off. And no one has enrolled. Not one. So I asked them, back in December, how many leads did you have on your list? And one of the women said, well, I had 2. And all the other women said 0. I said, how many leads do you have on your list at the end of January? And one said 47. The other one said between 12 and 15. If you have leads, you have a business. People will enroll when they're ready. It's our priority, right? Because we have a financial gain at the end of this. I mean, I know we all came into Amari because we have big, giant hearts and we're sharing great products, but we also came in here to make money, right? We have financial goals. So if you want to stay in the game with your mindset, look where you were a month ago or 2 months ago. The gap is a place all of us are going to be because we're always going to be going to the next level. As soon as you hit your goal, focus on 5, you're going to want 10. And then you're going to be like, well, I haven't hit 10 yet. I got my focus on 5, but I didn't get my 10 yet. That's the gap. But look where you were a month ago. You didn't have any. Does that make sense? I'm trying to convey a thing here about celebrate all your wins. If you were consistent for 5 days, celebrate that. What do I want to say? The result doesn't have to be monetary for it to begin to create income. It could be the number of leads. It could be that you were blocked by less people this week than you were last week. It's always like, if we focus on the gratitude piece of it and the progress we've made, you stay in the gap, or you stay in the game. And that's where great things can happen, because your mindset is so much more clear. Okay, so I created a bingo card for you. And I'm going to explain the bingo card, because I am intrinsically motivated, but I'm not going to lie. If I have an external motivation, an external goal, I can be pretty motivated by that too. So you get to see me in all my tech glory now. Oh, and Jody, I made this in our account. So it's probably sitting there for you. I'll drop this back in the group chat, along with Andrea's power-based training. So I created this building for the future, and I want you to be intrinsically motivated to knock out bingos or 4 corners or stamp or blackout or whatever it is you want. If you end up with, like if you create your bingo card and you get to fill in all these other blanks with things that help hold you accountable, these may be the things that there's no monetary value attached to them. Maybe it's finishing the 10-day launch, whatever it is, fill them in and then go for your bingos. And once you get a bingo, or once you get 4 corners, or whatever it is you want to go for, what is your reward? What do you want to celebrate with? Don't let and I don't like this word, small or big wins, determine your success here. Every time you help someone, it's a win. It doesn't mean it's going to show up in a sale. That's your win. Every time you show up on social media, that's your business win. So it doesn't have to be a big thing like a rank advancement. It can be, I finished the launch, or I did 5 power-based reach outs. So here are examples, and we can add to this. So other things you can put in the squares. These things should be important to you and help you move your business forward. So 5 reach outs. Remember, who do you want to work with? Me and 3. Hit brand builder, bronze, silver, gold, platinum leader. All of those are amazing. Earn 100 trip points or 800 trip points. You get to pick. By the way, does everyone know that our trip points, when we earn them, it gives us freebies for convention? Are you all aware of that? So if you earn 200 trip points, you get your gala ticket. 400, you actually get a convention ticket. Is that right? What's 600? I don't remember what 600 is. 800 is, oh wait, 600 is a convention ticket. 800 is a 3-night stay. I think it's 3 nights. Maybe it's 2 nights. This mama should look. Maybe you just want to have a scheduled call with your mentor. So, and you've been afraid to ask, or you haven't made time for it, but you really want that. Put it on here. And then pick a mentor you want to reach out to and get on her calendar. Maybe it's 10 reach outs. Maybe you attend every Swagger training during the month. You followed up with every current or previous customer. You did a live. See how all these things, they're just moving the needle in your business. Completed the 10-day launch, watched and mapped out 30 days of content, made a list of 100 people. Remember, your list of 100 people are only people who have interacted with your content. Why? Because they already know it. They already know something about you. So if you were to eventually reach out to them, they'll be like, I didn't even know we were friends on Facebook. Yeah, they do, because they've been interacting with your content. So you can use this or you don't have to use this. I feel the need to buy a vibration pad and not sure why. So this is going to motivate me. So you can write your incentives down here. And then remember the celebration part. You can talk about it. Like, hey, I filled out the Amari bingo card and I got my first bingo and this is how I'm celebrating. Celebrate all the wins, all the things. And celebrate each other. I watched Jody do a live this morning. When I tuned in, she had 61 people on her live and over 1,200 engagements. And I was just like, okay, dang. So I texted her. She does the same thing for me. She'll be like, I caught part of your live. It was great. Find ways to celebrate each other, even if they're not directly on your team. If you see people doing great, it just feels so good when you celebrate other people. And what you celebrate gets amplified. What you're grateful for gets amplified. Also, what you dwell on that's not going well gets amplified. So wherever your focus goes, there your energy flows. So if it's not going well for you, guess what you can expect more of? It not going well. If you're so excited because you have leads, what are you going to get more of? Leads. And Dale is like the queen of Amy, get out of your funk. Everything's going fine. So if you ever need a pep talk, you can call me, but reach out to Dale because she will pull me out of my funk pretty fast. And normally she'll say, are you enjoying the process? I'm like, well, most days. And she's like, you got to find ways to enjoy the process. So she makes me think, how can I do things so I show up with joy and not angst? Because whatever you're feeling, everyone on this call has probably felt it at some point, gone through it, will go through it, we'll go through it again, all things. That's why we want to work together as a team, help hold each other accountable. Loves. Yay. I don't know how you did that, Diane. I think you're magical. Barely. You did it too, and now you're just bragging.
I don't know how to raise a virtual hand, but I can send you some hearts.
I'm doing pretty good just to share my screen. I think I'm still sharing my screen. Oh, look at Dale. Well, now I'm curious. No one's going to tell me how to do it.
So right at the bottom of your screen, it says react. It has a little heart and you click on that. And then Diane, right underneath
Obviously,
that, raise
it says
hand.
raise hand under it.
Oh, look, I can raise my hand.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I just get one. Did everybody just get one? Did I have a whole bunch of hearts or was there just one?
Do it again.
Oh. Oh, I lost you. Oh, I thought I disconnected. I'm just going to quit jacking with it. Okay. Oh, look at
It's
you,
an
Chris.
effect and not a reaction. It's the effect.
Oh,
It says send with effect, and then it says reaction, and then it says raise hand. So here we go. There we go. We're going to skyrocket.
Oh, I love it. It doesn't take much, y'all.
yeah, I'm going to have to just work on that later. I can't for the life of me see it.
But
Everyone's just bragging over there. Okay. So are we going to do this?
yes.
Okay. So what February looks like, I'll hold this time at 2:00 on Tuesday. It's not going to be a training like it was today. It's going to be, you can come in and work. You can come in and bring a strategy or even a frustration. You can bring a win, but it's just going to be this time set aside, kind of like office hours, where anyone can show up and we can work together. And sometimes it's really great if you have been reaching out to people and you're like, okay, now I don't know what to say. Hop on here. Look at all these amazing brains. You can get lots of good feedback on how people would approach it. Because we all probably approach things a little bit differently. If we are struggling with reach outs, we literally could hop on, mute, everybody can mute, and then we just do reach outs for an hour together. Because that's probably the toughest part. Everything else is in swagger. and it's very led and guided how to post, but it's the reach outs that sometimes hold us up. And although we use attraction marketing, we should be, after we've attracted people, we should then be figuring out if we want to work with them and get confident to reach out. Will make a big difference in your business. Okay, Dale, you have your hand raised.
I do. Well, first of all, this training was unbelievable. You're an amazing, amazing leader and teacher. So thank you. Thank you for doing this. I know at one point, and I know you are the reach out queen, you have been from the beginning. Like I'm like in awe of you. But I know that at one point you were also reaching out to the people that responded or said something in your stories. Are you going to each person or just that is in your stories, or just the people that are giving you a love or a like? Or
I go to every person in my stories.
you're amazing.
And what I do, and this is usually a product thing. Well, it depends, I guess, on what the story is. If it's a product post that people are engaging with or seeing, then I'm only going to talk to them about product. If they are seeing my business post, then I talk to them about business. My very first words are, hey, Diane, I don't know if you've seen my stories, but I'm super excited that my company is launching Edge. It's a blah, 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 blah product. It does this, this, and this. Is that something you'd be interested in learning about? Now, I know they saw my story because that's how I got their name. But I always start off with, I'm not sure if you've been following my stories. They have been. And I still might get ghosted and no, but more often than not, people will say, I've been meaning to reach out to you, or yeah, I've seen it. Tell me more. And then what do I send them? Something from the app. I don't recreate the wheel. I was like, great, let me send you a PDF or a video. How do you like to learn? And they'll tell me PDF. And sometimes I don't even let them choose. I'm just like, let me send you the nutritional information. And I always end with a question. After you look at the PDF, is it mood, sleep, or energy that you're most focused on? It doesn't matter what their answer is. The solution is still the same. But yeah, I reach out to literally.
Yeah, I feel like and I have done that too. And it's funny because people do want you to ask.
So I love that you bring that up. Network marketing for the last 3 years have been all about attraction marketing. And I feel like people think it's a noisy industry. And now people want to be asked. Mm-hmm. They feel special when you ask authentically, not inauthentic. Now, I know my story reach outs are a bit inauthentic. I'm aware. I can sit here and do 50 of them in an hour because I'm literally copying and pasting a message. But my business reach outs for me are always, always, always authentic. They're just different. They're very different to me. Product for me and stories seems a bit superficial.
Good job.
Diane, what you got?
I just wanted to say, yes, thank you for teaching me about asking questions instead of just gurgitating information and throwing up on people, because I get really excited and then people are like, you are oversharing. And I do that. And I might be doing it now, but that's okay. So, and then Jody last week taught me to wait and let them process what you're saying instead of throwing up on them some more. So thank both of you ladies for that, because I'm really having to rein it back in because we get so excited and people are like just dipping their toe in where we fully jumped into the deep end. So thank you ladies for that. I have to remember it, plus all this great stuff you've done today. Thank you.
You're welcome, Diane. Christina, what do you have?
I had a couple questions. One, if we can't make it to a Tuesday meeting for whatever, is it recorded or? Okay, it will be recorded.
Okay, so Swagger team calls are always recorded because there's training every week and they will be in the social Swagger group. I can record these. They're just so, like this training is a true training. The other ones are more like strategy one-on-one. I don't necessarily know if that would be of value to record because it will be like Lynn comes with a customer that said XYZ and we just problem solve through that. I don't know if we'll record the power hours because I just don't know if Like there's no way to bookmark what we're talking about, so to speak.
Gotcha. And then my other thing is about subscribe and save. So the people I've talked to, they seem to really be hesitant to subscribe and save if they haven't tried it yet. And I try to explain, well, you'll save money and then you're probably going to love it. So if you run out of it, then you won't have it. Um, but do you have any like insight about that or suggestions about like, do you encourage people to subscribe and save like the first product that they buy ever?
I
Like,
always
how
do
do you
be- I always
go
do that
ahead?
because it saves them money. And
Mm-hmm.
I always go back to, oh, I totally understand. Subscribe and save can be a little iffy, but no
Mhm.
worries. You have complete control over your account. You can literally order now and turn it off anytime you want. And then I say these words, and I promise you, I will send you a text and an email to let you know your order's coming up. Now, I send the text, Amari sends the email.
Gotcha.
So I said,
Gotcha.
you will never not know unless you're not opening texts or emails.
Gotcha.
I
And
put
then
that on
there's
myself, just like what Shelly trained about today. You know, she lets them know 3 or 4 days before their subscribe and save order comes due. So do
Mhm.
I. So they may have already shut it off by then, but my job is to let them know before their order goes through that it went, that it's coming up.
Gotcha. I've also had people like I tell them about the 90-day money back guarantee and and they still are just like, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I want to I really want to try it first. And it's like I don't want to be weird and pushy, but I've already like explained what the benefits are.
So weird and pushy is something I think you're struggling with because you
Mhm.
feel a bit weird and pushy. I
Mhm.
encourage you just to have posture. Like, do you truly believe that people will get their money back in 90 days if they're not happy?
Yeah, but I don't think that they are going to want to get their money back because they're going to love it like I love it.
Very good. So that's good
Mhm.
posture. Do you feel like subscribe and save is the absolute best way for people to save money when they get started?
Yes.
Okay. So believe in that more and it will come across even subliminally, a little bit unconsciously. There's something going on that's putting that energy out because you're getting asked the same thing over and over. Like, well, do I have to do subscribe and save? Or I'd rather try it. Just like build up your posture, build up your belief, go read testimonies, whatever you can do to like know that you know that you know that this is the best thing for them. And if it's not the best thing for them right now, let them know, like, look, I know you're a little bit hesitant. I would love to invite you to our group so you can read testimonies. And I'm going to put you on my list to follow up because I know what these products have done for my family and for hundreds of others. I'm going to let you work through that and I'm going to swing back around. And then in a week, swing back around, or the next promo, swing back around.
Right.
It's more of this empathy. Like we've all felt this, right? We've all put something in a cart and then not purchased it. Or whoever's selling to us, it's their job to do the follow up. Like even companies, I put something in a cart the other day and they're like, we noticed you put it in a cart and you didn't check out. And it was all automated. And it happens to be that stinking apothecary sweater that Lynn was wearing at convention that I still want and haven't bought. I know everybody's laughing. They reminded me, hey, you haven't purchased it yet. You know why I haven't purchased it yet? Because it's not super important to me right now.
Right.
But Amy, can I just say what you said, which is so important, which really, like with anything, validating them. You said, yeah, I know what you mean. Subscribe and save can feel really weird, but let me assure you, dot, 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 dot. So I think if you presented it that way.
Yep. Always validate their feelings.
Yeah.
People come from a lot of experiences with online marketing.
Mhm.
And part of our job is to clean up the industry by empathizing. But if you ever have questions on how to reach back out or talk to someone, throw it in the chat. You'll get lots of opinions, but one will probably match something you're comfortable with. Okay, it's been an hour. I definitely don't want to take up more of your time. I owe you the Powerbase document to make that super easy. I owe you the bingo card, which I hope you do, because I don't know if you're celebrating yourself enough. It's not always an enrollment that needs the celebration. It's showing up. It's posting in a group. It's making connections. It's all of these things are just part of the job. And so we need to celebrate those and shout yourself out. Don't you dare hesitate. This industry is built on people feeling confident to say that, holy crap, I got my power of one. Like, shout yourself out. Holy moly, I just finished the 10-day launch. Do you know most people don't get past day 3? So if you finish the 10-day launch, that's huge. Oh, look at the chat. So good, Amy, can you put this in writing? I'm hoping someone caught whatever Christina needed in writing.
Oh, it was a script. You were like talking about a script that you personally use. You took something from Tim's and
Oh,
Tina's or
okay.
something. And I loved how you said it. And so yeah, if you're able to like put that in writing, that'd be amazing.
You know what I need to do? Tomorrow is on Wednesdays is when I do my reach outs. And I will send those voice clips and drop them in our group.
Oh, that would be
Not in our
awesome.
group,
Thank
in
you.
our chat. So you can hear my words. Because by the way, it's not polished. I fall all over myself. And I probably will more knowing that I'm going to share them with you tomorrow. And drop
Thank you.
next 30-day training. Yes, we'll do all those things. Okay. Great. Thank you all. Okay, so next week, same time, more of like an office hour thing. Bring your wins, bring your strategy. If you just want to sit and do reach outs, I'm game. So we'll do that. Okay. You all have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.